Hi guys, you're welcome back to my channel. In today's class, we'll be learning how to make that beautiful dress you saw on my thumbnail. Alright, so here on my table, I already have my two piece. I have a piece for both my back and my front. As you can see, the front is placed on the back, and my back already have my 2-inch zip allowance. And I already went ahead to take out my points, and the two lines I have there is my bust point and my half length. So this dress is not going to be padded. That is because the client I'm making this for is bossy and she doesn't want it padded. She wants it looking exactly the way the one on the thumbnail is. So what I just did right now is I went ahead to take my bust measurement divided by 4. I placed that down and I'm using 2 inches seam allowance. I've gone ahead to connect it. If you're confused, if you don't know how to draft your basic bodice pattern, I'll drop a link below on my description box on how to do that. So there, what I've done so far is I've taken my body measurement, and what I'm doing right now is I'm taking my nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2. As is 8 divided by 2 is 4. I've gone ahead to mark down 4 inches on my bust point and on my half length, and I've gone ahead to connect that. And then at the two sides, I'm marking ½ inch in and ½ inch out, and then I'm coming down by 1 inch, and I'll just go ahead and connect those points. So what I just did right now is I have gone ahead to mark my dart, and it's just a regular dart. It's not confusing. So like I said, if you're confused, just go ahead and watch a detailed tutorial on how I drafted a basic bodice pattern and you understand what I'm doing. So for my neckline, I am making use of 1 inch for my back depth, and then I'm making use of 7.5 inch for my front depth. If you want yours lower, you can go ahead to take 8 inches or 8.5, and it's just know when you go that low, you're going to be exposing a little bit of bust, your cleavage rather. So yeah, mine doesn't want hers that way, and that was why I just went ahead to use 7.5 inches, and it was perfect for her. So what I'm doing right now is I'm going ahead to connect. The front is, of course, is going to be a V neckline, and the back is just a regular round high neck. So what I'm doing right now is I am going in around my armhole. I went in by 0.5 inch, and I'm going to go ahead and connect it to my bust measurement I marked on my chest line. So just go ahead and do the same thing you see me doing. Okay guys, so we're almost done here. Next, I'm going to go ahead and connect my shoulder slope. Okay, and that is that. What I'm doing right now is I am adding my ½ inch for my shoulder allowance, of course my ½ inch to stitch them together. And for my back piece, in order for us to avoid having that back bolt, that zip bolt at the back that makes it look like it's not well rested on your back, from our half length, what we're going to do is, instead of taking that 2 inch for zipper allowance, we're going to minus ½ an inch, and we're going to go ahead to connect that straight to that 2 inch at the upper part. If you're confused, like I said, just watch what I'm doing, or you please go back and watch a video on how I drafted a basic bodice pattern. It's more detailed. It's you understand it better when you watch that one. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I'm cutting off. I'm gonna head to cut off, and I'm just notching my dart. Okay, it's going to be easier for me to sew that way. So next, what I'm going to be doing right now is I'm going to go ahead and cut off my front neckline, which I just did, and I'll take my front piece, the main piece and the lining. I'll place it right side facing right side, go ahead and pin it down, and then I'll just go ahead and sew my neckline and the sides of my dress. I'll do the same thing for the back piece as well. I'll sew the neckline top stitch, sew the sides, sew the zipper allowance, and turn it all around and iron. So after ironing, this is what I have. I'll go ahead and attach my shoulders. After attaching my shoulders, I'll go ahead and take my body measurement, and that is what I am doing right now. So I'll do the same thing for both sides, and then I'll attach and keep that aside. So here what I have is a piece of fabric on my table, and this is going to help me cut out my sleeves. So I am taking my tape all around my armhole, all right, just so I can get the measurement all around my armhole. And after measuring, what I had was 23.5, I think 23 inches. I'll go ahead and divide that measurement by 2, and then I'll take down that mark at the upper part of my sleeve. So this is what I have. I'm taking down that measurement, which was 11.5, I think. I'm taking down that measurement and dividing it by 2, and then I'll come down and mark 4 inches for my sleeve cap. So here I'm dividing that measurement I had around my armhole by 2, and then I divided it again by 2, and I got that measurement. So from that point I'll go ahead and connect it with a curve like this. If you do not understand what I'm doing right now and you want a detailed tutorial on how to draft a basic sleeve pattern, please let me know and I'll drop a video. Okay, so after connecting, go ahead and take the measurement that you have there and mark it down, and then from that point you connect it all the way to the end of your fabric. Go ahead and cut, guys. So after cutting, I'm going to notch the midpoint. Okay, and then in order for us to create our elastic hook, you fold down the lower part of that sleeve twice, that's half an inch twice, and sew all around, just so you have enough space for your elastic. So here I have my elastic, and the length of my elastic is 8 inches. I'm cutting out 2 pieces for that, for both sleeves, of course. And then I'll go ahead and insert my elastic through the elastic casing I created. After pushing down the first point, use your pin and hold it down so it doesn't go in and stresses you to do it all over again. So this is me inserting my elastic. So by the time I got to the other end, I'll also take my pin and hold it down, take it to my machine, of course, and sew it together just so it doesn't come off. And I'll be sewing on the wrong side, of course. So this is what it looks like. Okay, this is what it will look like. So I'll take this to my sewing machine and sew that down, and by the time I was done, this was what it looks like. See how beautiful it's looking already. Next, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take my tape and measure all around my waist. What I have here, I'll take my tape all around to get the measurement, to confirm it is my client's waist measurement. So after taking my tape all around, I got 37 inches, all right, which was my client's waist measurement. Okay, so in order for you to know the amount of fabric to cut for your gathered skirt, you just multiply that measurement you got when you measured all around your waist for the upper bodies, multiply that measurement by 3. That's if you want a really full skirt. If you want it really full, you multiply by 4. So the higher you go, the fuller the result you get is. So I just did mine by 3, and what I'm doing right now is I am just gathering my skirt. Take your time and do this. And one thing I like doing is, while I gather my skirt, I like arranging it as well. It gives me a final result in the end. So if you want to also achieve that, go ahead and do what I do. While you gather, you arrange your pleats properly on the table before you attach the upper bodies to it. Okay, so after I'm done gathering, I'll just go ahead and take my upper bodies, place it on this lower bodies, or place my upper bodies on my skirt, right side facing right side, and then you just go ahead and stitch all around by 1/2 inch. So the thing is, I lost a vid of how I created the slit, but then what I did was I attached the upper bodice to the lower bodice. Okay, that is, I attached my skirts to the upper bodice before I created my slit. And how I created my slit was that after attaching the skirt to the upper bodice, I just followed my that, because the slit was, I created the slit at the side of the dress, so I just followed my dart line and created that slit, and then I used my hemming gum to keep it in place from the inside. So when I was done attaching my upper bodice to my lower bodice, this was what I had. You see how beautiful it is. So the next thing you're going to be doing is you just go ahead and attach your zip to this, and your dress is ready, guys. It's that simple to make, really easy. As long as you take your time to create every piece of this dress, then it's definitely going to turn out looking beautiful. Okay guys, so that's it. Please do not forget to like, share, and of course subscribe to my channel. And if you end up recreating this style, you can also send pictures of it to me on my Instagram. I'll drop my Instagram handle on my description box below as well. So thank you all guys for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.